and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith and I love music. This is my Artlist Music Collection. I've got a whole tutorial on cutting music to picture using Artlist Music and Adobe Stock Video. What I wanted to do was show you my Artlist collection because Artlist asked me to put one collection together, so I put together 3 of them for you. The first one is Dynamic Cinema, which is very dramatic pieces. And the next one is something I call Funked Up, which is some old school funk. And then something I know nothing about, hip hop. I don't know anything about hip hop, but I can count on Artlist to give me some good choices to use in my music. Because if somebody asks for something dancey and hip hop and that kind of style, I don't know the first place to look, but I sure do know how to browse inside Artlist and find that music. Now I've got pages of notes in here where I can show you why I picked the music, because there's some important reasons when I'm looking for music. Sometimes I just want a background piece, so just a straight up background piece of music that isn't different. Other times I want something that is incredibly different, very dynamic, that it has complex parts, something with a lot happening, but then it also breaks down, because sometimes I'll just use the breakdown part and nothing else. I want to be able to choose this. I want to see if it has a good ending, because sometimes I have to take pieces of it and then I'll just drop the ending on. So I cut it my own way. And if it's got a good ending, then it fits. I also like to look to see if something has a good groove or not. Does it make it, do I feel like it's telling a story? I'm going to intersperse this with a few videos just so you know what I'm talking about. Because sometimes in a video, you need to stop people and get their attention. And you don't do that all the time from in-your-face loud music. You do that sometimes from breaking things down. So these layered songs are really important. There's a groove that's happening, and then there's a layer that gets built, a layer that gets built, a layer that gets built, and then boom, the whole thing comes down to the first little piece that happens. And what does that do to the viewer? Makes them sit forward and pay attention. Let's go have a look. All right, let's start right at the top with my hip hop collection. And here's something called Deep Blue. Now this is a lighter groove, and you can see by the sound wave, it's very similar the whole way. And if we move through this song, let's look at the ending. All right, it's got a good fade on it. So I would use that primarily for some kind of a backing track. Now let's look at Like We Used To. This is lighter. It's definitely another backing track, but it is more dynamic. Here's a big piece, and we pick it up. So you can see, you could use that first part, you're starting to establish it, and then when the action hits, that's when that piece brings in. Let's listen to the ending of this. Yeah, this is what I would call a focused part. And a good ending here. See, you're not going to get that ending just by fading the song out, because in that particular ending, it's a note that's ringing out and naturally, which is completely different than fading out the music. All right, let's try this one. Bish, please. Oh yeah. Now this one's got attitude, and it has a lot of parts in it. Now by parts, I mean that. See how that different? A bounce, bounce. maybe you just start with that, where the video opens up and wham, you want to hit them with that. Some more layers. This has got some crazy vocalizations in it too. All right, let's check out the ending of this one. That's another one you're not going to get from a fade out. It actually hits that last note and rings out. Perfect. How about Thieves? Lots of good parts. This is a good slow groove. It's also very dramatic, and you can see that in the sound wave. We got some drama coming here. Here we come. Here we come. I hope you have your headphones on because you really got to crank this up. You see it's going to break down in a second. Come on back.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't expecting that, were you? All right, let's go to this section here. Okay, that is an absolute perfect example by what I mean by parts. That screamy kind of intro, maybe that's the first part you're using, just that segment in here. You want to open up the video and smack them in the face right here. I love the fact that they mastered this very, very loud. So it already sounds loud, but it's not clipping. You notice that the waveform isn't at the top. This is smart mastering. This gives the feel of unbelievable energy if you listen to this really, really loud, but it's not clipping. Very cool. All right, let's listen to this next one. Beast Mode. On my work.
I'm 100 and I'm getting it. Como lomo, luxury.
Big sustained bass.
When I turn up, you know I'm on my. Yes, I'm on my.
Definitely got more attitude. How about this one? Mowgli the Iceberg.
Yeah.
Starts out a little bit quieter.
After I get it, I reinvest. After I get it, I reinvest. Talking reality, you have not seen me in action.
We're talking attitude here.
Behind the scenes, trust me, these things don't just happen. No shade to Gerald, but G's don't come easy when you trying to eat out, producing and rapping. I read that contract you sent me.
Let's look at this section here.
After I get it, I reinvest. Stack it, put it back in it.
And another breakdown here.
Stack it, put it back in it.
All right, so that one definitely has a lot more attitude. Definitely not suitable for everything, but anytime you want that tension going on. Let's go listen to this one, Stigmata.
And I know what you see in me. You see the truth, see the me in me. You see enough to believe in me. You see your son, but it's he in me.
All right, it's gonna kick in.
I travel this road of life with the road in light, with the slang is engraved with the slaving language and the for the babe with the pain and stay stripped. Still I'm so into it, falling asleep with it. How can I never get a fit?
Jump, break down. Lots of parts in this. Maybe this is how it starts, the way you use it. And it's going to come up. All right, so that's the hip hop section. Let's go to Funked Up. And it's funny, Ian Post, I'll show you in the dramatic cinema stuff, he seems to be a lot about ambience and big ethereal sound. So I was really surprised when I found him in funk. Check it out. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. All right. This one's got some groove. Great chunky guitar, lots of parts in here. So this, listen to the layers. More layers. So as your story gets more complex, the layers are added on. Different part. Maybe you're just using this. Let's listen to this breakdown here. And a very long build. Get back up. A lot of great things happening in that song. How about this? Few Things. Big beat, high energy. Oh, yeah. All right, how about this one? Duff music. Old school, more of a backing track. Oh. Okay, great. How about this one? 15 minutes. All right, how about this one?
Stereo stylus in this groove.
It's got a nice build, big part coming up. Here we go. Here's a different part to choose from. Okay, let's go. Listen to the breakdown. Okay, a little stripped down. Back in. A tambourine. 2, 3, 4. Great build, great build. A different part. Okay, let's go to the end. Another part. All in one song. All right. Let's talk about Be Fun. Now this is a road trip song. Watch out. Listen to that baritone sax. That's James Brown, baby. Let's go to the breakdown sections here. Oh. All right, how about the bone? A little faster. Let's go to the breakdown. Completely different part. All right. Boom. Great groove. Now some of these have an instrumental version. Okay, that's a great groove. Let's go to the middle section here. Break it down. How about this? Just electric piano. All right, turn it up for this one. The monkey
We've
funk.
got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3.
Listen.
Oh yeah. Attitude. All right, next up. Hi. It's got an old school sound, real tight drumming, some clavinet. Let's go to the middle section here. And again, maybe that's what you start with. All right, how about Watch Out?
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against.
So some of these have the vocals, some of them don't. So it becomes more of a backing track without the vocals. So I had too much fun with Funked Up. Lots of great funk. Now the digital cinema, I'm a sucker for ostinato. That's where you have a repeating pattern. Let me see if this first piece, Raw Gentleman. So this is great on its own. We got a bigger part coming up here. Big sound. Let's go to the breakdown. Maybe you're using that on its own. Okay, so here's some more Ian Post on the way. I used this in my Artlist piece because it's got attitude. And it has lots of parts. I was able to pick pieces out. There's a layer. Breakdown. And then the ending on this one. So not only is it an ending, but that growl actually goes all the way down. Very cool. All right, so here's Be Still the Earth. You can see from the waveform how dramatic this is. This has got some very low parts, very complicated parts in the center. Small parts and big parts. I also use this in my Artlist piece. Very moving. Here it comes. And I just use this part starting here. That's ostinato. That's repeating parts, rhythmic parts that repeat over and over again. I'm a sucker for ostinato. Beautiful, beautiful. Layers. You get some more layers coming up. Bang. And let's look at the ending. Very long ending. The same repeating part coming in. Oh, I love that. Now, how about this? I can't remember. Again, you can see very dramatic differences here. And some of these are great because they're not settled. They give you some tension. They're meant for you to sit up and not relax. And that might be perfect for that piece that you're trying to create. Now we get into this big part. Listen to this middle. So lots of parts to choose from where you could just repeat that breakdown section over and over again. All right, here's another one by Ian Post. Again, more parts, more layers. All right, let's try Taking the Leap. Now you can hear already that this is the story it's telling you is that something is moving, something is going on. You're not standing still. I see eyes looking, horizon. Here's another layer. Now it's raising up. Is the story increasing in its complexity? Again, let's go to the middle. Let's listen to the breakdown section. And we're back. All right, let's try this one. Pursuit of Happiness. Slow to start. Looks like there's lots of parts in here. Oh, feels a little bit like The Edge. It might be sad to think, but wouldn't this be great in an insurance commercial?
Affordable insurance, taking care of you when you need it the most.
Let's try this one. More of a rhythmic backing track for sure. How about Cycle? There's that ostinato. Let's go to this middle section here. Completely different. Maybe you're just pulling this part out. All right, if you watched my Cinema 4D tutorial, that's where this music was used. It's Cody Martin. Here we go. Lots of parts. And look at this, it's more Ian Post. Tension, there's no resolve in this. How about Surrender? More somber. More layers. Let's get to this section here. Picks up. Oh. Beautiful strings. Oh, more Ian Post. Oh yeah. And last one, here's some more Cody Martin. So, much quieter, but still really useful. Different parts. So there you go, 3 of my Artlist collections. There's links down in the description so you can go check them out yourself. I'm an Artlist affiliate, so if you think of signing up, make sure you use the affiliate link below. This is an extra episode I thought I'd put together just so you can hear some great choices out here and have some great resources. So when you're making your music, you've got good music to put with your amazing